DebDedrick, High Performance Life and Business Coach. Welcome to episode 152, where today we're going to talk about how you can create more happiness in your life. Something I feel we all could use a little more happiness in our life. And I think we'll start with the definition of happiness, because I don't think we ever really think this through. Happiness is a feeling of well-being and contentment. And to create means to bring something into existence. I feel if you're going to really want more happiness in your life, and it doesn't matter where you are in your life, it doesn't matter if you're young, middle-aged, old, you have in your brain and in your mind the ability to create more happiness if you have the desire and you have the means. And the means you have if you can start on the inside and work to the outside. I've been doing a lot of listening to other people, and I'm talking specifically about The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown and Her Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. And one of the most important things that she's pointed out is you can only have as much as you have to give. So what do I mean by that? Well, you can only give as much happiness to others as you feel in yourself. You can only be as empathetic to others as if you are towards yourself. So I believe that true happiness starts on the inside with where you are with yourself. If you're miserable and you don't like yourself and you hate yourself and your mind is full of negative self-talk, you're not going to feel happy. And if you're not going to feel happy, other people aren't going to feel happy around you, because I think people mirror what you give out. So today's episode are very thoughtful ways that you can begin to create more happiness in your life. And number one, it starts with defining your unique version of happiness. What is it for you? Because what will make me happy now, even in my life, weren't the same things that made me happy when I was younger. You know, life is a journey and it goes up and down, and things that make you happy when you're young aren't going to make you happy when you're older, and vice versa. So number one, really think through what it is that's going to make you happy. And I'm going to tell you, it's not stuff. I mean, it's lovely to go out and go shopping for those of us that love shopping. But haven't you ever noticed the minute you buy something, the feeling is over? It's just so fleeting. And then you want more of it. It's just like any other thing on the outside. You have to have more to continue to create that feeling, where if you can learn to start to go within and find inner self happiness and contentment, it just is a lot more long lasting. And number two, so after you've defined for you your unique version of happiness, going back to happiness is a state of well-being and contentment and joy, you need to rate yourself thoughtfully in these areas. And this is where you can find where you could create more happiness. You start with your spiritual self. You know, are you connected to God or the universe, or, you know, whatever it is for you? Is there a connection for you? Do you have something outside of yourself that you feel is supporting you? For me, my spiritual side is always with me and always supporting me and giving me strength. Even when I'm feeling down and I'm feeling scared, I can always turn to that spiritual side to myself. So do you have that? And number two, how emotionally happy are you? Are you normally happy, or do you gravitate to feeling depression? All those things you need to really look at and rate on a scale of 1 to 10. Number three, how are you mentally feeling? Your mental life controls so much of your outside life and your emotional life and your physical body. How do you feel physically? Are you feeling in good shape? Are you feeling out of shape? So those areas, your spiritual side, your emotional side, your mental side and your physical side all make up you. You can't have one without the other because you always go wherever you go with all of those. It, that's what makes you up. That's what's you. And rate those on a scale of 1 to 10 and be honest with yourself. Don't try to lie. This is just for you to know. This is just for you to start to begin to think about, I'm not really where I want to be, so how can I get from here to there? But in order to get from here to there, you need to create a little map. And then going on, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How are your relationships? Do you have positive and supporting relationships? Are you surrounded with friends and family who care about you and take care of you? Maybe not. Maybe you're all on your own. Maybe you're lonely and you need more friends. Maybe you're a loner. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 in your relationships? And don't forget to rate those at work too. Do you have relationships at work that are causing you pain and suffering? Pay attention to those feelings. Don't discount them, because those feelings are what tie into your mental and your physical and your emotional well-being too. You can't disconnect from that, because everything you keep inside you, it influences how you feel. On number 3, where do you rank yourself on a happiness scale in your business or in your career? Can you go up or down? Are you happy or sad on a scale of 1 to 10? Remember, this whole podcast is designed to help you create more happiness in your life, something that we all are striving for. And finally, number 4, do you have any hobbies? Are you all caught up in one thing? Are you off balance in life? Are you all work and no play? Do you have hobbies? Or do you have something that when you wake up in the morning, you really look forward to doing, that at the end of the day, you could have been doing that all day long and the day just flew by? That's a passion. Do you have any of that in your life? And remember, we're rating that on a scale of 1 to 10. And once you've done that, and I suggest writing this down on a piece of paper and pen, doing like I do, keep it in a journal so you can track your progress. You're not going to remember today what you said today tomorrow. You're not. You're just going to, it just becomes kind of what you did, kind of what you thought of. So we're trying to create a roadmap here to create more happiness. And a roadmap needs to probably be in front of you where you can see it. Now that you've done that, and you've rated yourself on a 1 to 10, you kind of have an idea where you need to go up a little bit. On a pen and paper, create a mind map. Now, a mind map is not that big of a deal. It's a diagram that you visually use to organize the steps that you need to take, that you are going to take on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month level. Just that's outside the map. The map is just A, I'm going to do this. B, I'm going to do this. C, I'm going to do that. D, and you can see it, and then you can go back to it after you've written it out. For instance, you want to do a mind map for creating better physical fitness. So I would recognize on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe I'm a 7. I'm on a 7 of physical fitness, and I want to create a mind map or a visual organized map of how I'm going to create more happiness in this area. And I'm going to create a map. Now for me, that would be, okay, every day I'm going to get on the scale, I'm going to weigh myself. I'm going to set a goal. Maybe I want to lose 5 pounds. So between now and 3 months from now, I'm going to say I'm going to lose 5 pounds. How am I going to lose 5 pounds? Well, I'm going to weigh myself every day so I'm not lying to myself. B, I'm going to exercise more. Well, what kind of exercise? Are you going to get on your Peloton? Are you going to get on your bike? Are you going to go for a jog? Are you going to go to the gym? When are you going to go to the gym? Are you going to do it from 30 to 40 minutes? How many calories are you going to burn? And from there, I would create a little menu. What am I going to eat? On what days am I going to eat it? And how many calories can I eat if I get off my little, if I go out to dinner, or if I have a lunch, or if I eat a snack? And then, how am I going to track it? I'm going to keep it in a journal. Am I going to keep it on my phone in MyFitnessPal? Am I going to track it every week? That is how you create a little bit of a mind map. And that was just an example. You could do that for your finances if you want to save more money. If you want to create a business transition, you can do that, the process. Okay, what am I going to do here? But unless you really think about it and create a map, it just is this vague, maybe I'll do it later. You're not going to create anything new. It's just going to get cast off to the side. And remember, this is to create a more happiness map. And if you're struggling with your weight all the time and you're beating yourself up because you don't feel like you look your best, maybe that's a place to start. If you hate your job and your job is pulling you down and you're really mind stewing on it all the time with these thought loops that go around and around, whatever it is in your mind that you're dwelling on, that's probably where you need to start to make some changes. Because you're not going to wake up tomorrow, those changes are not going to be there unless you do some of these things I'm suggesting you do that I do. I do them all the time and they work for me. So remember, we're going to define our unique version. We're going to rate ourselves thoughtfully. We're going to get a paper and pen out. We're going to create a mind map, and we're going to pick 1, 2, or 3 things that we're going to start with. We're not going to overwhelm ourselves with all these things that we have to do in addition to living our lives and managing our families and our households and going to work and doing our exercise and going here and there. Remember, 1, 2, or 3 things. Let's keep it simple to start off with. And we're going to decide, right? We're going to decide and commit. And we're going to pick those 1, 2, 3 things that we have the strongest desire to create happiness in. And then 4, how are we going to make it happen? Well, we're going to wake up in the morning, every single morning. And the first thing we're going to focus on is how grateful that we are for our lives, that we're here, that we have our lives the way that we are. For me, I always wake up and the first thing is I thank God for my healthy body and my ability to wake up and see the sun. And then I go through everything in my life that I feel happy for and grateful for. And that sets my mind in a positive direction. If I woke up and thought, oh my God, I hate my life. Sorry, God. Oh, I hate this. I feel blah, blah, blah. You're going to go down that rabbit hole rather than if you think about wonderful, glass is almost full. I'm so grateful for my healthy body, my opportunity to breathe, to get up today. That shifts your mind in that direction. And then if negative thoughts are coming up on that other side, because I used to struggle with that, you just take that and you go, no, I'm not going to be thinking negative. That is not good for me. I control my mind and I'm going to redirect my thinking onto something I'm grateful for. I just saw my battery might be dead, so I'm going to plug this in so we don't go offline. Yes, I'm going to plug it in. Hopefully it works. There it goes. Yay. I saw that. So we're going on to the next thing. So, number 5. If you have by your bed, and this works for me a lot. I'm not completely into the habit of doing this yet, but by your bed, let's say you have not this big of a journal, but like a smaller little journal where you can write down in it the things that you want to do the most, the 3 things, the 1, 2, or 3 things that you've decided to commit to changing, that you have the strongest desire to change, and you write those down in a little journal next to your bed, and you look at those every night before you go to bed and every morning when you get up, and you refresh your memory and your mind of, okay, I'm going to be working on this every day. You're kind of shifting that into your subconscious so it becomes more automatic for you to work on those things. For me, I've picked my 3 things have been sales for my businesses, creating more customers for my businesses, and having the courage to step into being better at sales. So for me, and not worrying, those are things that I've been really strategically working on, and I look at them every day because it's so easy to get off track and get distracted into things that are not. For me, it would be income-producing activities. And for me, the most important things over the last 4 or 5 years for me have been to create a successful career and business transition, and to also, at the same time, build my other business. So for me, I've had real extreme clarity on where I want to go. My problem has been getting off tangent. So for you, reminding yourself, okay, for instance, this is about creating more happiness. The 3 things I need to be doing consistently to create more happiness in these areas are, and you have those written down, just to kind of reprogram your brain, so as you're going out throughout your day, you're doing things that keep you aligned with that. So you're making choices to create new habits, new behaviors, new ways of interacting that are going to get you from A, B to C to D, to get you the outcomes that you want. And those work. Trust me, they work. And remember, all these things that we're talking about are a commitment that you make to yourself, to your deciding and you're being persistent. And if you fall off the wagon and you fail, get back up and try again. Don't just quit. You have to decide, persist, commit, and redo, and take massive, constant action. If you really want to create change in your life, it's not going to happen easily. The body is programmed, the mind is programmed to resist change, and people around you are programmed to help you stay the way you are, because most people don't like change. So for you to create little changes to create more happiness, which I'm guaranteeing you will love and you will be so happy about, you have to stay committed to yourself. You have to consistently do these things. You have to persist when you get down, and you have to give a little pushback to somebody that might kind of make you feel bad. Just that is probably the number one thing. You need to really be committed to yourself to create the life and the happiness that you want, irregardless of what anybody else says. And if somebody says things to you that are not nice, then don't internalize it, and who cares what they say. Going back to what Brené Brown says, if you really want to have more happiness, it starts within in your heart, for loving yourself, self-love, self-support, well, like I've always said, me, myself, and I are a party of three, and we go everywhere together, and so we might as well like each other and get along with each other. That's me, myself, and I. And you can apply that to you too. So, and finally, repeat and rinse and repeat. Do it over and over and over again. Now, just going back over, as your high performance life and business coach, it is my mission to give you ideas and actual things to do that you can implement right away into your life, so you can create a better life, build a stronger business and career, and you leave a powerful legacy for your family. Our world needs positive role models out there who will show others who are struggling, and show ourselves if we're struggling, ways that we can rise above and create a happier life. So going back over, define your unique version of happiness, because we're all unique. Number 2, rate yourself on your happiness scale of how spiritually you are happy, emotionally, mentally, and physically. How happy are you there? Where do you need to improve? Where do you rank on a scale of 1 to 10 in your relationships with intimate friends and family? How do you rate in your business or career? What about hobbies? Do you have anything you just live for that makes you happy? Maybe you need to look into getting one. Get a pencil and paper and create a mind map, which is a visual organization of how you're going to get from A, B, C, to D to create 1, 2, 3 things in your life that will help you create more happiness. And then you're going to decide and do, and you're going to make sure that you don't let other people get in your way. You're going to wake up every morning and be grateful. You're going to eliminate negative thinking. You're going to have to repeat over and over and over again. And getting up in the morning and focusing on those things that you really want to create in your life is setting a kind of a new way of thinking in your subconscious to help you get it quicker by sidestepping things that will come up during your day that maybe will throw you off. And remember, staying true to self, take massive action, being persistent, and have a strong desire to create it for yourself, because life goes by so fast. And why not commit to learning new things, new skills, new ways of interacting that will help you create more happiness for yourself. Life is so short, it goes by so fast. So it's my mission to give you these tools and tips to create a happier life. So thank you so much for joining me today on my Happiness Habits podcast. This is episode 152, How to Create More Happiness in Your Life. I hope these tips serve you. If they do, please share with a friend. If they do, please come on over to my website, www.debdedrick.com, where you can see more of my how-tos. Visit me over on my YouTube channel, the DebDedrick. You can find me over on YouTube. And again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on my next podcast. Bye.